Welcome back. Karola Marais, a committed sleep consultant for infants, has been tirelessly supporting Namibian families in developing healthy sleep habits for their children. With her expertise, Karola offers practical advice and emotional support to parents as they navigate the complexities of infant sleep, addressing the unique challenges that families encounter. She's here to educate us all this evening a little bit more. Karola, good evening and welcome.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. When it comes to having a newborn, an infant, even a toddler, I think, parents experience a lot of anxiety around that stage of trying to get sleep patterns in place for their little ones, whether you're a new parent or you're a parent to a second or third baby, because as you mentioned earlier, each child is different.
Yes.
So what are some strategies that you recommend for parents in terms of managing that anxiety around the process?
I think the first thing that's very important, parents need to understand their kids are not robots. Every child is unique, and education is the one thing that is our best thing to have. So get educated and start with community discussions. If there are discussions on the groups that we have, join in and ask your questions. That's the quickest that we can help. And then obviously workshops that can help educate. And you as parent, you need to breathe. That's the one thing. The kids, they sponge on our emotions.
Yeah.
So really breathe and take it as it comes. There's nothing you can change about it anyway.
What are realistic expectations to set, Karola, when it comes to infant sleep and creating sleep patterns for your newborn, for your child, for your toddler?
Understanding that they are unique. And then different ages has got different expectations. So, for example, your newborn, they will never sleep through.
Yeah.
They still need to feed every 3 hours or 2 hours if it's a breastfeeding baby. So for your older kids, babies, for example, after 3 months, yes, they can maybe start sleeping through. But up until 9 months, they're still allowed on a feed. So they can still wake up during the night. And then your toddlers are emotional human beings. There's just emotions in that brain. There's no realistic thinking or anything. So you will have meltdowns, and they are normal. And they have to happen because those kids need to start learning self-regulation, and that they can only do if they've got a meltdown. So you really need to understand what is your child's age and where they are with milestones and development. If you understand that, then you know what your expectations are.
And even in understanding what you've just outlined, so their age group, their milestones, etc., nothing is set in stone as well, even though you've got that down to a T. Also, with that, Karola, there's so many conflicting advice. So the conventional route of how to establish sleep patterns for age 0 to 6 months. And then there's, of course, the traditions. My mom used to do it like this. My granny used to do it like this. My friends and family suggested we do it like this. And that can be overwhelming in itself for any parent. What advice do you have to parents that deal with this, conflicting advice?
Stay to what works for you and follow your gut. We as moms have got a sixth sense, we call it, so a sixth sense that tells us if something is working or something is wrong, and follow that. And if you are working with something that you are not feeling comfortable with, please raise your voice. And tell your support system, I am not comfortable with this. Something feels incorrect, and get a support system that really supports you. Yeah. That's what I normally advise my moms.
Speaking of support systems, how important and what role do support systems play to, moms and dads of little ones?
It is extremely important. And just thinking of a mom that just gave birth, baby blues, that day number 3 in hospital is... You just sit there and your emotions are running. You don't know why. That's where your support system is very important. And in hospital, yes, to an extent, we've got nurses that can cover you or can catch you. But out there in the world, in Namibia, which is very remote, there is not that support system. So you really need to have a husband, would be very awesome, that can support you. But yeah, we do get some of them that don't. So a mother, a mother-in-law, a sister, a nanny, or just a caretaker. Your pastor and church will be able to support you. So reaching out to somebody that can just give you a shoulder to cry on sometimes, or just somebody that listens. And that is one thing that's very important to me. My number is available to anybody. It's on the internet. And I will answer and give the support as I can. So once I've got time with my little ones, or once I'm done with them and they are in bed, then I normally take the time to support wherever I can. So if the support system is not there and you need a shoulder to cry on, well, I'm there, I can help.
I want to ask Karola how important self-care is also in this process, because I do know, I've not experienced this myself, but I do know of mommies that have experienced, really tough times with trying to establish a sleep pattern with their children. You work all day, you come home at night, you're tired, you take care of the house, and then baby doesn't want to go to sleep. You're up every 30 minutes, and then you have to be up at 6 o'clock to start your day again. It can really be overwhelming and exhausting. What advice do you have, for the primary caregivers in terms of what they can do to take care of themselves, their mental, emotional health, etc.?
Exercise, breathing techniques, and you need to sometimes let go. What I mean with that is you need to be able to take a half an hour, just a half an hour, and go take a shower and take care of yourself. Get somebody to just take the child for that moment. If you don't take care of yourself, these little ones, as I mentioned, sponge on our emotions. So if you as mom are completely run down in your emotions, that little one is going to give you hell. Because that's the feeling they get from you. And they get that uncertainty is the feeling that they get. So really take care of yourself. And if I can give one advice that's very important, these kids need routine. And if they've got a structure and a routine, then they know what's coming. And then they're going to make our life easier. So if you've got a fixed routine during the day for your child, you know how to handle situations because you know what's going to come. And you're going to have 30 minutes in that routine for yourself. So yes, please make plan that you do get a routine.
Just lastly, if you've tried all avenues and you don't seem to be getting anything right, when would be the appropriate time to seek professional help in terms of a sleep consultant? And what should you look for in a sleep consultant? I think it's quite a new term and method for a lot of us, getting a sleep consultant for your baby. So what do I look for when I'm looking for a sleep consultant, to assist me?
Okay, the first thing I would say is as soon as you see behavioral changes in the dynamic of your family and you don't enjoy the family life anymore, then I think it's time to seek somebody to help you. Because what we actually do is we help to give structure back into a family. And the children know when what is expected of them, and the parents will get their time back together as well. What you look at a sleep consultant, if you can find somebody who's in your country, nearby to you, then I think you will have somebody that understands the cultures. And for example, how our day looks like. For example, somebody from Europe working with a family in Africa to an extent will be a bit overwhelmed of how we work. We work from 8 till 5. And we actually wake up between 4 and 5 o'clock to be able to be at work at 5 o'clock or at 8 o'clock. So that is something that's known to people in Europe. They've got quick transport, so they don't need to walk distances to get to their work and stuff like that. And then we finish off at 5 o'clock, but we don't get home at 5. We get home by 7 o'clock sometimes, 8 o'clock. So you need to understand what the situations are of your clients, and then somebody who works on a holistic measurement, who understands the mom and works with emotions. That's what we mainly from the sleep company actually concentrate on, is the emotions. And we take care of the emotions of the child as well as the parents. Because if mom is in a complete meltdown and can't handle, for example, keeping the baby upright for 20 minutes after a feed, then what are you going to do? So you need to keep in mind how the mom is feeling and what is happening with the mom or the primary caregiver, if it is a nanny or whoever's looking after the kids.
You do really amazing work at the sleep company. I want to know, are you guys on social media?
Yes, we are on social media. We've got an Instagram page. We've got a Facebook page. The main face for the sleep company is Tammy Baitenbach. I don't know, most of the videos that I share, she is doing because she's the one that's got time sitting behind the camera. But yeah, we've got the sleep company's got a Facebook page, and then we are 6 or 7 consultants, and you make sure each one has got their own Facebook page as well. Everyone has got their own region that we work with, and in that region we give specific tips for that reason. So for example, for December I've set up specific tips how to survive the Namibian sun and sleeping and stuff like that. So we each just working on specific in the region that we work with.
Awesome. You're hosting a workshop this weekend. So for mommies and daddies that are interested, where can they get a hold of all the information?
Send me a WhatsApp and I'll send you all the information you need.
Fantastic.
So it's basically put my name into Google and you'll get my information.
Yeah.
That's very easy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, there you have it. Karola Marais. Search her on Google. Get all the information you need concerning, setting a sleep pattern for your little ones, whether it be a newborn or even in toddler phase. And of course, as I mentioned, she will be having a workshop this week. And if you'd like to attend, understand what it's about, what you can take away with you, what you learn, you can get that information on the internet as well.